What's up, everybody? How's it going? We are back again. Did you miss us? It's been so long. I know you did. Lorenzo knows you did. He's not frozen for once at the start. He's a little choppy, but that's fine. We can work with that as long as he's not frozen. You said something happened to your mic? What happened to your mic?
The fucking audio bots, I don't know. It looks like sabotage. The fucking port's jammed in.
Oh.
So like
is the cord stuck in it or something? Can you not get it out?
No, I got the cord out.
Is that what you tell women? You just tell them, I can't get it out. It's stuck. Whatever's going to happen is going to happen now at this point. Is that the excuse you use? Because that's shameful.
I don't do that. But I'm going to be real with you. If they don't ask me to take it out, I probably won't, Very risky, very reckless. Right.
You wait for their say-so. It's all dependent on their preference. And that's good that you take consent like that as well. That's great that we're having a consent conversation in the first minute and a half here.
Big C's.
I'm chomping at the bit. You are too. It's been so long. It's been ages since we had a guest on the show.
Indeed.
And what a better guest to have. Dare I say, celebrities are back on the show. You have a local celebrity where you are joining us remote. Is it Delaware you're in, or are you in Maryland?
I'm on the Eastern Shore of Maryland.
Eastern Shore of Maryland? Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Cool.
And celebrity is way too much.
No, I'm in awe.
Maybe we're talking like 12% famous.
You might smell it from the Eastern Shore of Maryland, but if I shit my pants at any point, I apologize in advance because I really am trembling in awe at your presence. but thank you for joining us. We have Chris Pierce, everybody. Make some noise for Chris Pierce, y'all, in the comments and wherever you are. That's one of two sounds.
That was nice.
That's one of two sounds we have. Two default Discord sounds that we use.
What's sound number two?
Sound number two? Well, it's really a bunch, but I really only pick either the crickets or the badum tis snare drum.
Oh, okay.
Bit. So if you say anything funny or not funny, be prepared to get hit with one of those.
I cannot wait. I'm looking forward to it. Yeah.
So you said, is this your second podcast ever?
Yeah, I did one live with Tom Nutty like a year and a half ago. I don't think it ever made it to the internet.
Right.
So,
and how are we doing so far? Better or worse than that in the first 3 minutes?
Well, I'm in the comfort of my own home, which is big points for y'all. Live at the Church of Satire, which is actually really fun, and those guys are great. I'm just kidding, but I think this one will make it to the internet, so I'm optimistic.
It will. It will. God forbid we lose all the audio like we've done for so many past guests.
I told you, we're just gonna fucking voice over that shit, bro. Yeah. And it's gonna be funny as hell. Chris is definitely saying the M word like 50 times when I voice over his shit.
Really?
We're ruining it.
Yeah.
You can't do that, man. I have resting Proud Boy face, and they'll think it was really me.
I love that.
You know what I mean?
I can see it.
They'll be like, "Oh yeah, Eastern Shore, Maryland. You see the mustache? He hard R for sure."
They're like, he has a few tiki torches in his spare room.
Yeah, the Church of Satire
has never been in my house, and I'm upset that he knows
where the tiki torches are. Yeah. I see records, though. You're cultured, at least, with the records back there. Are those just for display, or are you a collector?
Those are for display, and I can't even take credit for them. The love of my life, who's in the other room watching Lord of the Rings, put all those up, and she has a love for records. I got her a record player for Christmas.
Oh, that's lovely. We can get a round of applause for that, too, I think. I think that's deserving.
Yes. I'm a far better boyfriend than a comedian.
Yeah. I was going to say that the Church of Satire, I've been there a couple times. They are great. I would love to get booked back there, so you can put in word for me to get on another event there? You think, is this too forward to ask you live on air if I could get a spot there?
No. I mean, of course, I drop names of funny people to those guys, but to think that I have any pull just anywhere.
So you're saying next week I have a spot next week on their...
Yeah, I'll be like, hey guys, actually, I'll just tell them, I won't even ask them. Like, listen, Christian Ballmer is in Hanover. He's in Snacktown.
Yes.
Right?
Tell them I'll make the trip. I don't care where I'm at. I'll be there because, I mean, it is a great crew. They do they record your whole thing for you, and they got great audio, and yes. They got a great AV team.
And it's
there.
just conducive to comedy. You know what I mean? The club just breeds great shows. Like, the first time I ever, what they say, ride the wave, the first time I ever rode the wave, like really felt it in the pocket on stage, was at the Church of Satire. Something like a packed house there. Like they go crazy, and it's fantastic.
It's awesome. It really is. Because I went for a competition, and there were only a handful of people in the crowd, and most of them were other performers. But everyone was, like you said, they were so locked in. They were there for it. The people that did show out to watch the event. And you get on that stage, it's such like a narrow little setup when you're up there, but you look down on everybody and they're looking right back up at you. You can see a few people up front, the way the lights are situated.
They're sitting in pews, which is fun.
Yeah, church pews. It's crazy, but it's a great time. And I saw Dwayne White recorded his special there. I'm actually I'm curious to see how that went. Yeah. It would be cool to see that in more like a I guess a proper like filmed setting. I'm sure he has like multiple angles and shit. That would be pretty cool to check out sometime. But no, definitely. And sure. So you're a producer yourself. I hear like you're the king of the Eastern Shore, right?
No, thank
Why are you laughing? No, I think you are. No, I think you've done a lot for your community, and you brought it sounds like to me, Lorenzo talks a big game about you. I want to let you know, like when I say you're a celebrity, like it's all his doing. He's the one that's gassed you up to no end. So I'm here thinking like, okay, we're in the presence of royalty because. Yeah.
Thank you, Lorenzo. I appreciate it. I've produced a lot of shows on the shore, but it's like. I wouldn't use the word king, nothing royalty.
He's so modest, so humble. That's the true king right there.
You don't think you could produce like some incest-riddled lineage to pass down your empire to? You don't think you're capable of that? That you stop calling yourself royalty?
Yeah, like that's a new kink unlocked. Thank you, Christian.
Mm-hmm. Of course. You don't think you can do what Meghan Markle and Harry are doing? You don't have what it takes?
I mean, I have the required equipment, just the lack of motivation and interest, mostly.
Right.
But no, the shows over here are a lot of fun. I met Lorenzo at another good venue, which I'm sure you guys have talked about at length, which is Dream Big Venues in Del Mar, Delaware. We've been miking there for years now, before the club was a club.
Yeah, because it's a really cool spot. Like what was that before? Do you know? Was it just like a store or any other thing on that little strip there?
Before he bought it, I have no idea. But like when we were miking there, it was just kind of a room that had a bunch of. Kind of look like a thrift store in there. There's a bunch of signs everywhere,
like a Cracker Barrel, right? Just like shit hung everywhere.
There was I think actually the was a payphone, like a full standing payphone was in there. I think that's still in the club. Yeah, like they kept that one.
I seen a video and it looks like a crack house low key.
A crack house? Yeah, I was going to say like a Saw house or like some type of horror film set. That's what it sounds like you're describing to me, like like the major set piece in a thriller like slasher film.
Lorenzo, did you ever go? Were you there or did you come after?
No, I came when we were in Todd's garage but like Deb showed me a video of like a recording of like y'all back when it was just like a room, but it was a shit everywhere, and I was like, this is sketchy fuck.
So how I described it once, it was like, I don't know, second or third time I had touched the mic there, probably really early on. I was like, I was doing a set, so it was like the first thing I said. No one really knew who I was, and I was like, I thought being kidnapped was going to be like a much bigger problem when I was in like second grade, you know.
Mm-hmm.
But they were just trying to protect us and teach us things. But it never became an issue as an adult. But I do remember thinking, if I were to be kidnapped, this is the exact room I would wake up in.
Yeah.
It's exactly
or
what
be
you
taken
think.
from and transported to another identical
secondary location.
Yeah.
Where I will die. Yes.
Mm-hmm.
If it had those, it was a lot of fun. There were still 10, 12 comics.
Right.
Just miking it up, you know.
There's so many rooms like that where you go and you're like, this is my last breath that I draw, whether it's on stage or just like waiting to go up, waiting for those like 4 or 5 minutes. Like, and to think that I might die before even doing that is even more pitiful. But
have you ever been to O-Dubb in Baltimore?
No.
Mike Quinlan runs a fantastic show. He's been doing it for years, called the Second Saturday Shit Show. And it's a great room. I'm not saying it's one of those rooms, but if you've ever been in the bathrooms upstairs, it's a punk club. Like, I mean, they have a lot of rock shows, a lot of punk music.
Yeah.
And the bathrooms aren't like gross or anything. They're just dark and they're covered in like graffiti and stickers, like aggressively.
Yeah.
But like every time I come out of that bathroom, I'm like, am I bleeding? I just peed, you know? Like,
yeah.
Why do I feel damp?
Like you might nick yourself on something and get like tetanus, right?
Yeah.
Or some type of blood disease.
I'd be terrible.
We all know those pubs too, and like those environments where you just walk in and you smell the asbestos. Like for me, that was like the Comedy Loft. Like every nightcap I would go to, I'd be like, I think I'm like taking years off of my life. Like I feel like this is a radioactive environment that I'm like this is dangerous for me to exist in. Like when you go down to the basement, just like you're taking in like the decades and decades of just like waste and everything that's down in there. It's got a smell to it, but it's a pub smell. And there's another Irish bar that's kind of similar. And you want to talk about bathrooms? The bathrooms in this one are like, they're these super narrow, like I can barely fit my fat ass in there to begin with, but once you're in there, you have to kind of like, you have to shuffle over the toilet to shut the door, you know? And the whole bathroom
I've been where you're talking.
The whole bathroom's painted green. Does this sound familiar?
Yeah. And there's like a slanted roof situation above your head.
Yeah. So yeah, those kinds of places have a certain smell. I don't know if it's the wood or like the Guinness or just like the brawls that are taking place.
Irish pub? It was an Irish pub.
I'm forgetting the name of it.
Probably the racism, the years and years of race.
You know what?
Yeah. He's got a point though.
That is so poignant. Wow.
He's got a point.
Do you know? Are you Irish or do you have experience?
In racism? No. Well,
do you have lived experience?
Well, no, like the only racism you'll hear from me is a joke, a funny one, hopefully.
Yeah. About black people.
I'm not going to attempt that now here on the podcast, but I've done a few. It's got to be appropriate, I feel. Which
just know whatever you say.
Never really fun,
but seriously, just know whatever you say it's totally safe, and we will clip you out of context, and that's the only thing that's going to be shared out.
Yeah.
In fact, we'll manage.
Lorenzo, you just freeze frame him, just looking pissed off, arms crossed.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what's going to happen. You're right on the money, and we're actually going to lose all the footage of the greater context.
Everything.
Except for what you said. Oh, my God.
That's fun.
That'll be the whole video.
We're going to keep those to for the rooms that want them to happen.
Yeah,
and you know what? You would think like on the Eastern Shore, and by that I mean the white rooms, the very white rooms, they get the tightest. They actually pull back the hardest. It's like white guilt. Just it's like, are you pulling back because you can't tell if I'm kidding, or are you pulling back because like you want to let those feelings out? You know, like it's either no reaction or too much. You know what I mean? Like, we're not storming the Capitol, guys. Like, put the torches down. I'm just trying to get a ha-ha here.
That's one of the most common things I hear about from people is when more tenured or more experienced comedians like give you advice. They'd be like, never do racist jokes in a white room. Just don't do it. Don't even think about it, because you're gonna fall flat on your face.
You're gonna make them uncomfortable.
You're gonna make them uncomfy. They think they're being recorded, or God knows what. It's the white guilt, but they're not gonna buy into it. And I want to find the community of white people that will laugh. I'm curious to know, like, where is that? Do you know? Because you've been all over the place.
Like, it exists. It can happen. But it is fewer and far between, for sure. Like,
and I wonder what the circumstance would have to be. Would it have to be a person of the race that they're, belittling, telling the jokes? Would they have to be self-deprecating for it to work in these rooms? Or
maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe. I mean, it's all. I think we all know, like. It depends on the audience directly in front of you. Like,
but I want to know the town. Like, is there a town in West Virginia where like they're so ass backwards that they will just straight up laugh at that shit? And they'll be like, "Oh my God, there's something better than Jeff Dunham here." Like, they're talking about colors the way Meemaw.
The way I like.
Like,
I've been waiting for this my whole life.
Yeah, I want to find that, and I want to milk it dry.
And we need Lorenzo too. Is we go on a tour, Christian and Lorenzo's racist joke tour, and then we will find the town eventually. I mean, if we survive the first few.
Oh yeah, no, there's going to be a lot of Antifa, I'm sure, standing in our way. No, we'll hitch a ride with the Proud Boys. You have contacts, and we'll get there. We'll figure it out.
Yeah. I can call a couple cousins.
Man, there's so much. I mean, let's get the basic stuff out of the way. Like, how long have you been performing? How'd you find comedy? All that good jazz.
So I think 2016 was my first open mic, but I tell people I've only been performing like 5 years. Because there was a year break that I took shortly after doing a few mics. It didn't really have much to do with like the result. It was just kind of the way my life went at that time. Yeah. And then of course like lockdown. So that was another year off. Maybe a little bit more for both of those stretches.
You didn't do any of the Zoom crap that people were doing, like trying to.
I did one, and I was like, if I wanted to scream into the void, I would just.
If you wanted to hang yourself on camera, you wouldn't do it in your basement, I'm sure. No.
I'm trying not to, like, if I wanted to do it, I would go to certain open mics in certain major cities where there's 12 comedians standing in the shadows in the back and nothing in front of you, like. But at least you can get laughs occasionally from a comic. A Zoom call, you deliver a joke, and then you just see someone, like, messing with their screen. Like, it's just silent.
And they're like, "Oh, I had you muted. I'm so sorry."
You did your whole 5.
Can you go back?
Hey, can you start that?
Oh, wait, there's the light. Yeah, you're like, is that the light, or are you just trying to read the menu of wherever you're at right now, like not paying attention?
You know what I have done, which is a ton of fun, is virtual reality comedy.
That I'm curious about. Yeah, how was that?
It's awesome. Like, if you have a headset and you've gone into these worlds, you can kind of imagine it. But like, it's literally like there's bars, there's clubs. You walk into the door, there is a bar. I mean, you can't. I mean, obviously, you're not getting virtual drinks like there. At least when I did it, you couldn't like grab a lot of things off the bar. But there's a mic, there's a stand. You literally click a button to sign up.
It's like the Second Life thing where you're just in an environment and there are people hanging out like at a party or they might be at a tiki bar, but this is a comedy club, right? And
so it's essentially like a VR group chat just with the appearance of a club. And it's a little weird because like laughs aren't huge there either. Like you hear them for sure, but they can't let everyone's mic just come on at the same time with big laughs because it would get crazy. So everyone has like an emoji bar. So you'll see laughing faces, like a sea of them.
So
if you hit a joke,
gay.
just like
that's the gayest thing ever. Like that just tanked it all for me. And I get that's a cool response to look out and see like, oh, okay, cool. Like they're all, into it or whatever. But like if you're not getting like the raucous like vocal response, I feel like that would take me out of it.
I did it, I think, when it was still pretty early on, and I haven't joined one in like has to be 2 years now, which I should do because Tommy Simbazo runs one. I think it's every Monday with failed to render on there, and I still have my headset. I just haven't done it, which is wild because actually I bet you it's tonight at 10 p.m.
Oh, word.
Maybe I'll jump out there. I don't know.
I have a headset. I might join you if you figure it out and you're still down. Let me know. I will. Or sometime that you do try it. I'd love to. I really am curious because I've only used that headset for really 2 games, and one of them I hated. It was like a battle royale game that you can't even sprint in, and it was just a complete disaster. But the other game is, I swear by this game. I don't know if you played it on just regular console, but it's called Super Hot, and it's a game where you're
I saw the ads for it. I have not played it, but it looks crazy.
It's the most insane VR experience you'll have as far as what I've played, right? That's by far like my favorite, and you'll get a headache after a while because you really feel like you're in this big white room. It feels very clinical, but you're basically like in the Matrix, like dodging bullets, and every movement you make speeds up all the movements around you. So you stand still, you watch somebody basically frozen in time getting ready to shoot you, and the moment you go to shoot them, they're raising their gun and they're shooting you, but you stop and you navigate and slow time down. It's nice. Unreal. And it's the only example of a game I've seen get taken from just a regular console, like handheld controller game, to being like markedly improved in VR. Like this game was designed to be played on Xbox and PlayStation regularly or PC, and it was just like, but it was like born to be a VR game. It's insane. I swear by this.
I remember being really intrigued by the ads for it. I don't know. I got it. I actually got the VR headset during lockdown because I was by myself.
Yeah, me too.
And I was just binge watching Tiger King getting fat like everyone else. And I was like, I got to do something about this. And I got like some exercise apps, which felt real lame. I'm like, I have like some of the most advanced gaming technology on my face, and I'm here.
Yeah, you're going to do jumping jacks and run in place.
I did. I do love the golf games on there, the putt and like serious golf. And one time I was playing. It was late, like it was after midnight, and I didn't put the wrist strap on, and I was playing golf.
Oh shit!
And I teed off on a ridiculous, 600-foot hole. Controller goes out. I pull off my headset. My controller went dead center of a 48-inch television that was about 1 foot away from the release point. So the TV was no more. The controller was fine, which was nice. Yeah. But I definitely smashed a fairly new television.
And is this the MetaQuest headset, like the Facebook one? Or?
Yeah. I have the Oculus Quest 2.
Right. I think I have the same one. I think,
yeah. I'm gonna, even if I don't hit the mic, I might just mess around with it tonight. It's been a long time, but they're fun, and the mics are cool. And they're like I did one mic, and then I did a showcase for failed to render. So definitely follow failed to render if you're considering doing virtual reality stand-up.
That's an Instagram page, Failed to Render?
I bet you they have Instagram, Facebook, everything. Okay. But when you're in VR, you can follow Failed to Render as well.
Okay, I see. Yeah. I mean, everything's Facebook with that. Yeah, it's all like meta. So
all meta, yeah, you're right.
The world is ending and, all that good jazz. Very cool.
I'm okay with it. The aliens, the fires, the snowstorms. Like, I'm just trying to still make people laugh until my time comes. I don't really care how it happens,
Amen.
Like, it'd be cool to meet an alien real quick, Like, if I am going to go, if I could see them, that'd be cool. Just like, what's up?
Mm-hmm. What if they're not cool? What if the aliens are like, what if they do to us what we do to other animals? I don't know. I don't think I'd like that.
I wanted to, you were talking about working out earlier, and I had this clip that I don't think we watched yet, Lorenzo, so I just wanted to share it with the group here. I can't even remember what it was about, but it already looks fascinating to me if you want to take a look here.
Where'd you get that video with me?
Yeah. Was this you in the house with the headset on? I got to turn the music off. We're going to get claimed. Yeah.
That's actually, I've put on a couple of pounds since I made this video, but
that's what's up. All the essential movements too, muscle groups.
Christian just had that ready. Just had that in the chamber.
There's something about it where I don't even have to queue it up. I could just actually open my phone and it'll appear. Right. It'll materialize before your eyes.
You know what I mean? It's gonna be a good day.
Seriously, I mean, I wish I've had a big ass my whole life, but I've never had glutes like those. I've never had it like held together in such a way.
Sure.
I feel like during COVID though, I did really try. We all tried to get our dream bod and get gains while we were trapped. But I think the pizza won, the junk food won out. Yeah. I just kind of let my ass do its own thing, live its own life.
I definitely was like, during lockdown, I decided to start smoking weed again.
Yeah.
I had not smoked in 8 years after
goddamn
smoking for like, I don't know, over a decade of my life prior to that.
And what convinced you to stop?
I was tired of being high all the time. Because that was like a big part of my life back then. Mm-hmm. And I still like weed, but like there's no need to do it every second of your life. People try to say it doesn't slow you down or have adverse effects, but that's just simply not true. However, I did hit the pen right before this, so I'm having a great time. I'm back. I never quit again after I started again during COVID. But I do remember, so my mother had her medical card. Mm-hmm. And I was like, hey, it's been a long time, but will you just grab me like a pre-roll, something light, I used to like sativas a lot. And she was like, yeah, I got you.
That's a cool ass mom, by the way. My mom would never. My mom, and she would smoke weed too. She would do what she needed to do to get it. But if I asked her for it, she'd be like, yeah, fuck off. like pay double or nothing, basically. Yeah.
So my mother brings me a pre-roll. It's called Air Force One, which is the first red flag. It's like 35% THCA. And I was like, yeah, real middle of the road light stuff here, Mom. So I call her and I'm like, hey, I just wanted to catch a buzz. You trying to kill me with this Air Force One? And my mother goes, hey, stop being a bitch and smoke the joint, and hung up on me.
Wow. She's like, do half pussy. Yeah. Take it for a spin. Live a little.
She said, don't fucking until you're high. Oh shit, bruh. That's crazy.
That's awesome. Do
Do
y'all smoke together? Have you ever been in the same room, just like hanging, chilling?
Yeah. So a little more backstory. Like growing up when we were teenagers, my mom was like completely against it.
Yeah.
Like 100%. And then I guess just as time and the world progressed on the looks of, and then I found out she smoked with my brother. I was like, I don't know, early 20s, maybe 20 years old.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, no, she didn't. And then he was like, yeah. And I stopped whatever I was doing. I drove to her house immediately.
Wow. To shoot her
and was like,
to kill her.
You and me, lady. You know, you yelled at me my whole life.
Mm-hmm.
This is going down. And we did. And then we watched an Adam Sandler movie that I can't quite recall which one.
Yeah,
but
that's how high you were. That's insane.
It was a good time.
That's got to be. That really has to be. Yeah, that's how my mom's mom is. Like, if she had weed, which she has THC gummies and what do you call it? I guess that's really it, right? Yeah, like the tinctures and all that type of stuff. Yeah. And she'll just be on that all day. Like, she'll just be living her life, you know, just like on just a little bit of a tilt. But she grew up raising my mom and my mom's siblings, like, you know, none of that in the house, church family. My mom's dad was a deacon in the church, right? But at a certain point,
smoking weeds for the devil.
At a certain point, they just turned a leaf, and they're like, "Yeah, we've been smoking the whole time, and you know, we did it in the attic." It's like, what
makes you a little upset, right?
Yeah,
makes you a little upset,
right?
You're like, hey, you guys were kind of dicks about that. I have a handful of jokes about this, but yeah, edibles is a different game too.
Oh my gosh,
yeah, just being idle on edibles is like you can't tell me it doesn't affect your life. There's no way. Like, there's no
It's such a gamble too, because there's the dice roll, like, gambling element of it. It's like, if I don't take half of this, I might not survive, or I might have like the worst or best experience of my life, but it's going to be extreme, you know, no matter what, if I don't like really think this out.
For sure. And it's crazy because it's like, for I think a lot of people, an edible will send you to another planet, but there's also the people that, like, it doesn't affect them, like, at all, which is mind-blowing. You ever met one of these daywalkers? You know what I mean? Like,
but I mean, they're on a different plane.
Those, and I'm like, that's impossible what you're talking about. Like, how are you breathing without thinking about it, you know?
Yeah. I mean, you have experience, Lorenzo. Yeah.
I remember the first time I tried Delta 8, because I didn't know what it was, and I thought it was like CBD. But then I ate it, and then I went home, and then when I got home, that shit started kicking in, and like, I guess it affects everyone differently, but like, I was in the shower and I'm listening to music, and I hear like every fucking instrument, but then I start laying in bed, and I noticed I was getting a little too high, and I was like, I texted him, I was like, hey, so like, what is this shit again? Because like, am I supposed to feel like this? But yeah, I don't know. It was a good little time.
You thought it was going to be weaker.
Yeah.
When I heard about Delta 8, this girl who had not really smoked throughout her life was like, I'm thinking about trying it. I'm going to go get some Delta 8. And at the time, this is when Delta 8 first started coming out. So I was like, if they're selling it, it can't get you high. Like, that's illegal, all right? Unless it's a dispensary. And I just I didn't do any research, but I just went off my confidence of being like, no, don't worry about it. Just go for it. And she got very mad at me because she ended up hitting the pen like 10 times.
Oh my gosh, 10 times.
Oh no.
You don't want to wait a little bit or suss it out?
She was fine. You know, welcome to the world of THC. It's not that bad.
I'm going to be real. I don't know if I could hit a pen 10 times and like
of any
survive.
Kind.
Like, I'd probably fucking die. Just a temp hit, I just fucking deceased.
It's a different animal.
Christian, what you scrolling on there?
I'm looking for a video that I sent my friend earlier, and I'm not sure if I have the right one. I'd love to find it. There's some really obscene shit though, so I'm not putting it on screen here. Have you ever noticed that Instagram just shows anything, like in a way that YouTube or TikTok doesn't? And TikTok has some crazy like natural disasters and things, but Instagram, like I was on this lady's page after a reel I saw that just scrolling through where she just has her tits out, and it was just like a lace. top, but nipples and everything. And I'm like, they're fucking no breastfeeding loophole or anything. It just was her whole ass titties were, swinging in the breeze.
She's selling a product. You gotta respect women's businesses,
right? Sorry, Lorenzo.
Yeah. Well, it was an OnlyFans plug, but it was like it was nothing. Like the Kevin Leonardo guy that I've been stuck on for so long. Like, it's just, what is the loophole here? Like, what do I need to do? Because I know that's like the short way to viewership and to like big numbers is to just get naked, and I'll do that if it means that I can retain my career and not get all my channels, struck down and have to start from scratch. I'll get naked, but look for the right circumstance.
Yeah. It's like, I don't know if it would work for me. I think I wouldn't be canceled, but I would lose followers. You know what I mean? Like,
you're gonna gain some too, though.
Yeah, not the ones I want. I don't think like. They're not here for comedy. They're just like, keep taking your shirt off, Milk Boy.
Yeah, I was going to say, I don't think you're going to captivate at least a couple of people that are, into your thing.
You're going to be telling jokes. They be like, comments are going to be like, stop with the fucking jokes. Take your fucking clothes off.
You know what? If that's how I need to hit 200 million hits, like we can separate. You'll be grin and share it entertainment,
Well, while we have you here, I'd love to get your input on some white people shit.
Oh, I can't wait.
Oh my god.
I'm an expert on that. I know a lot about it.
Yeah. Let's see what's going on here. Now, I'm expecting you to translate for us every step of the way. Right, so feel free to chime in with any commentary you might have at any point in the video here.
I don't know if we can put this one on just all whites. That was...
Well, there's an ice bath involved, so you're... Yeah.
But what she's saying is, someone look at me, please help.
Oh, you think this is a cry for help?
Attention, or I'll die. Yeah.
Oh man,
that was.
You think she's being held hostage?
No, she did this on purpose.
Oh,
for
okay,
sure.
Okay. So it's like an attention whore type thing.
Yeah, for sure.
I think she just has a great skill. Like, what I took away from this is like, she's an athlete. She's got an incredible skill. She can submerge herself in like sub-zero temperature water. And also, like, she's a carpenter, isn't she? Because she somehow made a huge adult-sized ice binky to suck on.
She did that. That actually happened.
Her tongue didn't get stuck on it.
Far away.
Yeah, no, please.
Christian, I don't want you to get canceled. So we don't say attention whore anymore. It's attention sex worker.
Oh,
now.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah.
I am so incredibly sorry. I want to apologize now.
Check your privilege.
Mm-hmm.
Did I use that right? I don't know if I even
check your privilege. That was great. I gotta give it up one more time for Chris. You're keeping us honest. No, this clout slut is really going to work here.
Your algorithm just has to be
it's demented. It's
array of crazy shit.
This is the tame stuff. This is most of what I see on a daily basis is people dying, and Lorenzo can attest to this. Like, I think did I send you the parachuting accident I got earlier today? Where
holy shit, I haven't looked at it yet, but I know you be watching some fucked up shit.
We can watch it, but I won't put it on screen if you want to see it, because this stuff just comes up on Reels. It's a guy, I think he's like in the he's in some Latin American military training program, and they're doing a parachuting exercise, and his chute doesn't deploy, and he just plummets like tens or hundreds of feet from there. But they walk up to the guy, and they like film him in the dirt. Basically, it's like this dude is straight up dead. Yeah, and it's harrowing. The comments are harrowing because there's at least one guy that goes, "Yeah, this happened to me in America, and I was pronounced dead on the scene." But they thank God they resuscitated me instead of, just carting me off to die, because I ended up living. But
that's what happens, bro. Sometimes they just fucking just hit the ground and fall.
And the downside to that comment is that the state of Facebook and Instagram is that I'll never know if that's a bot or not. I want to know, like, is this a real dude? I want to, have him on the podcast, talk to him. Or am I wasting my time in reading this altogether?
With videos like that, say it is real and crazy stuff, like the fact that it's online is wild, especially because there's so many comedians in the world that'll just take that clip and turn it into a GIF. It's like when your AIDS joke doesn't land at the Chili's, and then it's your death on. You know what I mean? Like, like that's why, like, when you hear about aliens and the fires and all the crazy stuff that's gonna kill us all, the world, like, ever since COVID, has not cared about anything. They're just turning it into memes, and we're just gonna just anything bad is a meme until we die. Like that is tragic. Like, there will be like a video of somebody on fire, and it's just like, when the McDonald's grill overheats, or when you get pushed into the deep fryer or some shit. And it's like, that's somebody's life that you're jokifying, that you're memifying. That's when someone on fire is when the AIDS joke does land at the Chili's. That's when you're really cooking.
You're cooking. Let them cook. Here, I found the video in question here. There it is. Let's see. It might have been taken down. And I'm not going to put it on screen. You can see here. See, there's several parachuters, but the last one is kind of unsuccessful. Yeah, and just like that.
The good news for me is the vibe of this video is fake.
You think so?
It feels that way to me.
Yeah. And the cut here, I see what you're saying. The cut to the different grass, it almost looks like a different time of day, or like a different environment altogether. Yeah. It does feel a little fake. But then you have...
I hope so. I hope like, if I go out, you know what? I would let my comic friends eat off my death, honestly. I would say don't put me online, but go ahead. You know what I mean? Even if it's a worse death.
Yeah. But would you be okay putting
about it at my funeral?
Right.
My funeral is just going to be an open mic.
But would you be okay putting it online yourself? Would you want the post-death clout on your own terms? Is that something you would think about?
Nah, I mean... Yeah, I don't know.
You don't know?
Are you asking, like, would I want it under my name, or?
Yeah, like if you said it if you like, okay, like there's a potential that I could die here, but I have the recording set to that no matter what happens after, say, like an hour of being dead without tampering with the recording device, it will automatically upload to my YouTube channel and to, Instagram, and it'll be there. You would be okay with that?
Yeah, let me get the views.
Exactly.
Not one of you live-in bitches.
Right. Just make it so that nobody else can farm it before you have the chance to, or the opportunity.
I mean, if anyone who's created content, and probably, like, unless you have a huge following, like, I even think my death would be like, it hit like 6,000 views, but not crazy. Like, not even.
We're definitely turning Chris's death to a dream big show. 100%.
This is a fun one here. Let's take a look at. I think you'll like this. Nobody has to die here. It's just a porch pirate.
That's why you fat. Look at you, greedy. No, you can have it. You can have it. You got it, brother. You thought it was some snacks in there? Look at you. You can go ahead and take it. It's a big box for a big back. Come on and get it. I know you need it.
I think I was confused, bro.
Yeah. Like, I don't care if this is fake, right? I don't care if they know each other and this is set up. Like, the comebacks and then the roasts just flow so seamlessly. This is great. And if this were a meme,
both scenarios, like, let's say that guy really was a thief, and then just gets absolutely cooked. Fantastic work. Yes, love that.
Nobody's hurt here.
Say It's actually more funnier, some would say, if he really was just a neighbor that was looking for his package and was just confused, like maybe he wasn't lying.
Oh my God.
It's like, I thought this could have been mine. Yeah. Been waiting for this for months. It looks like the same size. I'm a big guy. It's a big package. What do you want from me? It's already open for some reason.
Some snacks in there. I know that shit hurt his soul.
Yeah.
I think you hungry. And people act abnormal when they hungry. You've seen a Snickers commercial.
Yeah, he just goes in. It goes on for another like 30 seconds of just relentless shit like that.
I'm not gonna lie, though. The fucking Amazon deliverers that deliver to my apartment complex, they suck because at least they deliver shit to the wrong place, and not just the fucking Amazon people, but all these deliverers, they'll deliver shit to like a completely different fucking building. Like there's been at least twice where I've had a package like on the other side of my building. So my apartment, I'm not gonna dox myself, but like they deliver it to a whole different letter and shit on the other side. So then I knock on, but you know how they send a picture and it's like these people, they got mats and shit. I ain't got no mats. So I'm like, okay, these are the same mats as fucking last time. So I knock on the door and them bitches never answer, but I try to look around, but like not too much, because I'm like, this is my package in front of their door. I'm gonna take it, but I don't want people to think I'm stealing this shit when it's mine, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. You have to have your story ready. You have to have the receipts present, or else you're gonna get shot.
I'll bring up my order number and shit. I'm like, this is me. I promise. I swear, bruh.
You just have to yell it over and over the whole time. Package number. Yeah, and you got to code switch hard. Real white voice yelling. Number 5. I have number 795.
Oh man. No, I mean, unfortunately.
ID with me.
Yeah, I don't think many people would give you the benefit of the doubt. Sadly, I mean, there's just not a lot of people.
Especially where you live. Nah, bro. Just you run like you are the thief. Like just get out.
I am a thief anyway.
I highlighted this for you, Lorenzo, because it's a vegan alternative that I think you might enjoy. I don't know if you've ever contemplated trying this. Are you a fan of Takis? Have you had Takis before?
I love Takis.
Okay, cool. So I think this is right up your alley. Let's take a look at what this lady's created. So she's got Takis powder, and she's got just a raw lime that she's taken the rind off of. And she's just salting it.
It's so bright.
Yeah, and she's taking another lime and squeezing that onto the raw lime to cake more Takis powder onto. She's got the ambient.
Cuss words in Spanish to me?
No, yeah. I mean, you have to if you're gonna like sign and seal your death warrant in this way.
That is radioactive seasoning.
Yeah, it's dripping off.
That hurts to look at, dude.
It'll make you wince for sure. She's got to put the elbow on the table.
Just go back in. That is great. Like that. You know what? Go back to the guy falling out of the airplane.
That's worse, right? That's a sensation that you're familiar with. Like, you don't know what it'd be like to hit the ground from, like 100 feet up. You don't know if you'll even feel that.
I'm gonna be real with you. I've never done that to a lime. What made her think to do this? Who does that? Nobody does that. Nobody does that.
Well, they do now. At least, I bet you at least 4 people off that video alone have also now done that.
Yeah, no.
Imagine you go to someone's house and you see that shit, and you're like, "What is that?" They're like, "A lime."
No, you get the dinner party, and they're like, "Appetizers are served," and they give you a fork or the plate of the Taki season covered with limes. And they try to convince you, no, rub it back in the seasoning. Yeah, after every bite, roll it back around in there.
Well, they're fancy with it. They give you more options: lemons, oranges. Fuck it. Who knows what you might like? Holy shit!
Oh
Christian
boy,
and his Instagram porn. Jesus.
We could revisit. I'm just scrolling through the tabs. I forgot this guy's still up here doing his thing.
His daily motivation.
Just take a second to admire that. Glute building tips. I'll have to take a note for those later. There's just one guy I really like that you ever see a reel that you scroll past or that you watch, but it's not the original creator, they've taken it, but it has millions of views and millions of likes, right? That this repost has garnered. Well, today I found this guy that I saw, had like 1 million likes, and I could not for the life of me track the original creator down until just like God blessed me. Like he sent the creator to me on my lunch break today at work, of all places. And this was the guy that I'd been searching for so long ago.
Yo, welcome to Starbucks. Oh, you just want milk? That's it? You just want plain old regular milk? You're in luck.
I mean, like how
what's happening? Take me through it, Christian.
It'd have been better if he like squirted some, that really would have sealed it. That would have made it. If he fucking bleeped a little at least, No,
but like I kind of treated the original like a copy pasta type thing that I would just send to people to, just be like, I'm thinking about you, man. Like, I hope you're well. Hope your mom's good. It's just this guy flexing his pecs.
Yeah. The message has nothing to do with the video. Hey, haven't talked to you in a while.
Exactly. Yeah. I think. I think in the original video I sent, that's what he was saying. He was saying like, send this to your friends that you haven't spoken to in a while, and he's doing that. And it was a really wholesome message. But I thought it was just like, so how fortuitous that I would be, just on a random day, I would be sent this, gift from the heavens, and actually find this guy. And turns out he's a gay OnlyFans model, so it's kind of like, beating a dead horse. All his videos are the same, but it's cool to know that he's a real person and not just some like contrivance of my, mind.
You didn't make this up in your own head.
It's like it wasn't some wet dream I just had and forgot about.
Speaking of this, we're gonna do a LNC OnlyFans. You want to do some guest features?
What is the content?
This is news to me. I'm really excited though. Yeah.
Incest.
I talked about some paywall material, but right? I didn't know.
You guys are related?
We don't know yet. We were supposed to, for the 100th episode, we were supposed to get a 23andMe like DNA test and find out, but we haven't done that because nobody watches, so there was no real incentive. But
so Lorenzo's just been calling you his cousin in a black way, like
kind of, but also no. I mean, like seriously, like sort of, but also because our families are both from like the same small town, and there are only like a handful of people who would have grown up there in Salisbury, right? And they all went to like the same like school district and shit like that. So like there's a slight chance that we could be related in some way. Like our family names were in close proximity to one another.
I ain't gonna lie.
How long have you been away from Salisbury?
I never grew up there, but it was my mom's side of the family that kind of born and raised in and around that area.
Where are you from?
I'm from where I'm at now. I'm in Stafford, so Northern Virginia. I've been here all my life.
Gotcha.
Just kind of chilling, I'm still at my mom's house because I'm doing well. So we're here podcasting out of my bedroom.
Does she ever come in and she's like, when are you going to take this porn studio down?
Yeah.
I don't know why I made your mom have a raspy voice.
No, it's okay. She's a very nice lady, but I'm glad you think she's a chronic smoker. No, I mean,
like a lounge singer. I don't know. It's not you. It's my brain.
No, I mean, it's even sadder actually, because she'll come in and she'll say, "I'm glad you're doing what you love," and then she'll walk out and leave. So,
you have a supportive mom? How are you a comedian?
I know, but it's support to a point, right? It's like I'll never like plug or talk about or because I'm like slightly embarrassed about what you're doing, but it's kind of like closet support. It's kind of like let me check in and just letting you know that like there are people that still love you, and if you ever do decide to change your mind on this, we'll welcome you with open arms. But for the time, we don't want you to kill yourself.
For now, we're just the support is only in this house.
It's that tactic. It's like love bomb instead of ridiculing.
Has she ever been to a show?
Yeah, she's been to a show, but like the problem is I have at least 2 jokes about her, so it's kind of like a moot point.
Did you do them in front of her?
Of course I did. Of course. I mean, was I not going to do the jokes in front of her?
So
I have jokes about my mom, and I like the first time I did them in front of her. So it's like, yeah.
And it's not really, and the jokes aren't about her. They're about me, but they use her as a device. Like my first big joke that I still tell is about how I am not attracted to my mother in the way that some guys like date the spitting image of their own moms. I don't get that, and my mom's a big, beautiful black lady. I think that's why I'm only into skinny white guys. I think I figured it out, like I narrowed it down, and that's the joke I would tell, and I think that made her pretty uncomfortable to know that she made me gay. That's not really it's a sore spot. Like you've seen my Instagram feed. I'm not like running from that, right?
It's your fault, Mom. That's wild.
It's your fault. And the crazy thing is the tag I haven't added yet. Well, I have added this. I've added that my dad is a skinny white guy, so I ended up being attracted to my own father in a way. But there's another tag that I haven't added yet. My dad is gay. He's actually homosexual, my biological father, and he grew up in a white Christian family. His mom, thin white lady. For some reason he's only into built black guys. He's only into like Terry Crews types. So I don't know what that says about him and his relationship to his mother.
Is this typical in the gay community?
No, it's not. I don't know. I don't want to put a blanket on it, or make a blanket statement about all gay people, but I mean, it's certainly a trend within my family. Yeah.
Close circle.
Just like running away from mom.
I haven't heard anything. I wonder if now that we're gonna go around and take a poll. Maybe we'll add this to the racist joke tour.
Yeah.
Any gays in here? Who are you attracted to? And what's your mother look like?
What's your mother look like? I'm willing to bet like your partner is the exact opposite. It's just the biggest Latinx dude you can find.
Actually, so to bring this a little bit full circle of some conversations.
Yeah.
I once did one of my racist jokes in front of Lorenzo's whole family and his girlfriend.
Oh no.
And they laughed real hard.
Yeah.
And it was really funny. It wasn't on purpose. We were doing it in our friend's garage while they were building the club. Mm-hmm. And it was Lorenzo's birthday, I think.
Yeah.
Right?
This is Todd. Yeah. Is this Todd's garage?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Todd's been on the podcast. And Todd's...
We had chairs in there all set up, but like it just so happened that most of the people of color were on one side of the room, and the whites had gathered on the other. It looked real segregated in Delmar at Todd's,
like a wedding.
Let me clarify. Todd didn't make this happen. This is not his fault. This is no one's fault.
He wasn't ushering. He didn't. He didn't engineer the layout. Yeah. This is your section. You need to be over here. I don't want to see you mixing. No. Mm-mm.
But so I deliver the joke, and Lorenzo and his whole family die laughing. They do. And I look to the left of the room, and the whites are quiet, and I like just take both my arms. I'm like, see?
Yeah.
Look, look, it's here. The proof is here. You sensitive bitches.
It's like you're okay. Just laugh. They're laughing. You can laugh.
Yeah. I do.
That's really how it be, though.
It's a universal language. You don't even have to code switch. You have to laugh. That's it. The bare minimum.
I was trying to do some of these jokes and they weren't really fleshed out, but I would make crowds uncomfortable with a line, and to double down on their uncomfortableness because it made me happy. And we have to learn to stop doing this as comics. The tag I always would use, and by always I mean like 3 or 4 times I've done this. They get uncomfortable after a line, and then I go, "What is one here?" And I wait.
That's awesome. That's because you can apply that to anything. Yeah.
Right.
Is there a gay guy in here that I don't know about? Like, I'm talking about myself. Like, calm the fuck down. That's
I tried
awesome.
to make sure that they weren't in the building.
Yeah.
All right, I did my best.
I did a sweep. I have people on it. I have word that we're safe.
I've been watching since I walked into school, y'all.
Yeah. I'm only recording myself. Don't worry. They can't see you. That's why the lights are low.
I did deliver that same joke in DC once, and it did, like, the room was very colorful, we'll say.
Mm-hmm.
And it did bomb also. So I've also had it bomb in front of people that, like, that had the right to be upset. You know what I mean? So it was like, I luckily was able to immediately get them back on my side, like, immediately.
But DC,
because if I didn't, it was gonna get, I'd probably had to cut that set early.
Right. I feel like DC though. DC is just like it's the wish-washiest, like, trickiest place. And all the places I've performed, it's like it's truly a toss-up whether people are going to be into it or not, if it's edgy or if it's risky. And no matter if it's a black crowd and you're doing, racist shit or whatever the rules might be, DC is kind of like, special territory where, this could go any type of way. People are going to have puckered assholes no matter what,
And I think, and like, look, I should clarify, I've never done a set that was only these style of jokes.
Oh yeah,
like,
but you throw one in there,
the crowd up,
you test the water. Yeah, exactly.
And I think it's mostly anywhere that has a large population. It's because there's so many variations of people that you can't guess. You have to be able to gauge with the opening jokes and stuff. Like, I've had, because even where I am on the shore, it's just outside of Annapolis. We are directly on the other side of the Bay Bridge, which is a great location for, like, these kinds of shows. They fill up. It's awesome. I'm grateful. We just celebrated 5 years, actually. I made a post today.
Oh, wow. Congrats.
But I've delivered the same joke, not even a racist joke, a different joke in that room 3 separate times. I got 3 completely different reactions. So dying laughing and clapping applause, then silence the next time on the same exact joke.
Doesn't that kill you though? Once coming off of like, oh, I'm gonna get a standing ovation at the end of this. Like, I've done this before. It's great, and then you do it. You're so proud of yourself because you're gonna get to the same point, and then nothing. You're met with absolute like silence.
And I was still at this venue, which is when I really started to finally, because like I was in producer mode for so many years, right? Like that my joke writing just fell way down. I was getting booked a lot and had no reason to be for like 2 years. Like, it was just people who were like, we want your room, Chris, please. Like, we'll still book you even though you don't have the weight yet or the stage time. So like I was trying some jokes out, and I had that exact moment happen where it's like, this crushed last week or last month, I'm gonna do it again, they're gonna love it just the same. And like, learning to move past a joke that just bombs is a skill. Like, and early on I feel like you can tell when someone can't just eat that, you deliver the punch and it's quiet, like real quiet, that hurts, and you have to just smile and be like, here's the next thing. Like, you have to just move past it. And I know I wasn't there when I delivered that joke, and I'm just staring at 100 people who are just looking at me like, where's the funny part? And it's just like,
oh my gosh. Yeah.
Let's move.
I feel like it's too tempting to like try to fix it too. It's way too tempting to like try to fucking be like, you gotta get it. This is my banger. You gotta fucking get it, please.
Yeah. Or like the famous line that new comics will say is, well, I thought it was funny.
Yeah. I bet you did.
Do that. Don't do.
Can't be why you probably labored over this and wrote it alone in isolation, and love the smell of your own shit
at a mic at all.
Exactly. So fucking funny. I love seeing that, and I'm pretty producer pilled myself now because I'm doing a bunch of shit, and that's my that's the most fulfilling part of it. It's just like watching people grow and develop in real time, like watching this guy who was that person who was like, my shit's good. Y'all just don't understand it. And then like to see them get humbled and learn the process and then come, put in the work, put in time and hang out and then get it. And then their, third eye opens and they're like, oh, this is the actual process, not like this, thing I made up in my head, or like the Hollywood idealized version of how I thought this would go, of me like slaving away just writing and then killing. That is not how it works. Everyone goes through the same goddamn gauntlet every week if you're really working.
Christian, you've been producing for a little while now, right?
Yeah, a little over a year now. Mm-hmm.
So is now for me too, because like once we had the shows running, I was like, okay, I can start writing a lot and focus on the being funny part of being funny. Mm-hmm. There's nothing. It's kind of makes me a dickhead, but like I love going to a show and not being the producer, and you see the stress on their face, and you're like, I know what that is.
Yeah, it's
what
great.
That feels like.
Yeah, you get to kick back. It's not on me
tonight, so I'm having a good time.
Yeah,
like you just get so happy. You're like, oh man, I'm so glad I'm not you.
But it's cool that it's cool to see other people succeed. It's cool to see what they're doing differently. I've found I've picked up a lot of things just from getting, like you said, you would get booked a lot just because people want you to book them. That's unfortunately, for better or worse, how that works most of the time. But it's cool to see what they take away from, or what you can take away from their approach and from what they're doing. Usually it's a totally different layout of the space because we're all working with bars and restaurants, and most places don't have green rooms, so however they manage all that stuff is cool to
their expectations are always different.
Right, exactly.
But hosting specifically is a cheat code a lot of the time. Like if you host a lot, you can get pretty good at stand-up.
Because you're learning
a lot of different ways.
You're learning to test
riffing.
the water all the time. You're learning to, because not only are you having to keep the crowd warm, you're having to, glaze up everybody on that lineup at all times. You're having to like make sure everyone's there to succeed, or that you're setting everyone else up for success, more so than you're trying to, just win. Which I feel like when you're on stage on a lineup, not hosting, not emceeing, you're just out for yourself more often than not. And that's how it should go. That's how it should work. You're putting your best foot forward and doing what you've been rehearsing this whole time, doing what you came to do. But when you're a host, you're like, okay, you got everybody's notes ready to go. How do I introduce you? Is there anything you want me to say, not want to say? Is there music you want me to bring you up to? What should I tell the crowd about you? Or, am I allowed to make a joke beforehand? Do you want me to? I noticed they're kind of, they're not really responding. Should I do a couple minutes in between and get them back for you? There's all that conversation going, that bouncing around in your head that you don't, but those are all tools that a good performer, no matter what you're doing, if it's music, if it's comedy, public speaking, you should walk onto a stage out in front of a crowd of people, employing all those tools no matter what, because that's what's gonna work. Yeah. If you seem like a fun person, if you seem like someone who's done it before and relaxed, and they're able to riff when they need to riff, they're able to throw out those bomb lines like you're saying, how to recover off of something that doesn't work. Those are all tools that you're learning by hosting, because it's like, that's like the fucking, well, I don't know how else to describe it. It's like it's like there's a gladiator event happening and you're the announcer, right? And if the event isn't going well, if the Mike Tyson fight isn't going well, like, you're still gonna have to walk out there and get tomatoes thrown at you and like shit fucking screamed at you because you're putting on a terrible show.
And what you learn too, like, is the average consumer, like the person who doesn't really go to comedy that often, they're not in the life, they automatically assume that the host is running the show.
Yeah, that they're behind.
And a lot of times they are, but sometimes they're not.
No.
So like, Sometimes a host can take like a bunch of shit for you, and like it's not even.
And people walk up afterwards like,
produce...
"This was the worst. The stuff he was saying, and you didn't stop him." It's like I'm getting paid like everybody else. I'm just the guy who
I
brings
made
everybody
$30 and 2 drink tickets tonight,
right.
lady.
Take that up with the guy who's backstage. I'm never coming here again. No. This is the way it goes, sadly, but it's fun. I have been performing ever since I can remember in all different aspects. Like I've done public speaking, I've done a little bit of theater, I did like drama and shit as an elective in high school and middle school and shit like that. But comedy is the only thing where like I've just like slipped into, and I'm like, this is it. Like this is the thing that makes the most sense right now. I don't want
to do anything else.
I really don't. Like I could, like if I play trumpet, right? Like if I for some reason couldn't play trumpet anymore, like if I hadn't found comedy, I might have been a little devastated by that, to be like, oh shit, my mouth just doesn't work anymore. Like that's kind of fucked. That was the only thing I could do. But like having comedy, like now if I'm having mouth problems, I'm worried about, I'm not going to be able to, talk into a mic or, get on stage and, tell these dumbass jokes and, 8 minutes or less now. I'm not even worried about instruments and shit like that.
Yeah. This is what I want to do. It's what I'm going to do.
Hell yeah.
Impose my will onto the world with these in the form of jokes for the rest of my life, for sure.
Fuck yeah. Racist or not, right?
Yeah. Gotta know the crowd. Lorenzo's family should be there, ideally. That's what you want, which is also your family, potentially, Christian.
Potentially,
so.
Yeah. And I'm nervous too. I'm nervous to widen the family tree any further than it already is. Like I don't need any more immediate contacts or anything. I don't need anybody asking me for money or vice versa. I don't want to feel like I can't ask people for money.
I don't give money.
People are already asking you for money?
No, but I mean, when it comes to that, I don't want to.
It's like, you need to know. It just adds more possibilities. And it's like,
again, I'm in my mom's house, y'all. Like, please. Go to her first. She's the barrier to entry.
Even us, like, really active guys, you do a bunch of shows, Christian, I see you on a lot of flyers, that kind of thing. Like, we're having fun, but we haven't made it, like I can't wait to tell some people no too if I do.
This is my mom right now. I'm sorry, Chris. Yes?
That's all right.
Oh, wait, give me 1 second. My mom wants to come in. I apologize, you guys. Give me 1 second.
Come on screen.
You said you have what? Come all the way in.
I'm trying to hear her voice.
Over here. Let's take a look. No, you have to come in now because you interrupted the podcast. So, well, I mean, come around behind me. It's okay. You can look. I look crazy. We all look crazy. This is not that deep. This is my mom.
What's up, Auntie?
Hi.
Hello.
I got Lorenzo
How's
here,
it going?
and this is Chris Pierce. He's a comedian.
Nice to meet you.
How are y'all?
Good.
Good. Miss Lorenzo, how you been?
I've been good. How you been?
Oh, I'm all right. Tired.
I'm
tired. I just want to bring him his laundry, and now I'm going to bed. I got to be up at 4 o'clock in the morning. So, all right, gentlemen, have a good evening.
See you.
Nice meeting you.
Good night. You're such a bum.
Night.
I left my laundry in the dryer. What are you going to do? Take it out. I'm sorry. There we go. That's my mom, everybody. Miss Lita. There she is. Chris, I don't want to keep you too long. I know you wanted to do something at 8, and we're already almost at 9 o'clock here. So goodness, but
I meant start at 8 would be the latest.
Cool.
We're okay.
I don't know who would have wanted to start at 8. I think that's pretty crazy.
How
late is that?
Lorenzo, we got to work on your tardiness. That's not
your
a slur.
attendance is
yeah.
lacking.
You were.
Look, I'm gonna tell you what I tell them at work. I show up, I do my shit, and I fucking do it well. So I don't know. Yeah,
like you're not even the worst offender though, because I gotta say, like, I haven't really even admitted this to everybody. Like my mom doesn't even know about this, but I I wanted to do like a seasonal job right during the winter break because my full-time job gave us a ton of like Christmas leave and shit like that, right? So I thought, like this would be the perfect time to pick up a second job and then, carry it over after and have like a part-time thing going so I can make more money because like you said, like we don't make shit doing comedy or any of that, right? So as much of a savings that I can build now, the better. So I got a job at Starbucks and it was the perfect job because I would work morning shifts and then have enough time to, get off and go to my full-time job right after, just slide right into it, right? And the first morning shift, I overslept by 2 hours and I called the store and I told them that I was so sorry that like this is, I understand how unprofessional this is and, just profusely apologizing over the phone. And they were like, it's okay, it happens, don't let it happen again, basically. And then the next shift, I overslept again, and they fired me. And I didn't even work a shift. I didn't work a single shift at this fucking Starbucks. It's the only job I've ever been fired from. I didn't even get to work there. So I did go and I gave them a gift bag and a gift card and I felt so bad. Like for the trainer that showed up both days when it wasn't even her shift, it wasn't even her regular shift. Like she woke up and got there and had to go home. So I did feel bad about that. But I was let go. I was let go that second day on the job.
You doing a gift bag and an apology is probably the nicest thing I've ever heard anyone do. Especially like.
I wanted to cry.
I know they still were talking shit when you left, though. They're like, do they think? Does he think he's gonna get the job? Is he gonna get the job back for this gift bag? Like, they're
no, it's just that was my own coping mechanism. I was like, I have to do something to salvage this. Like, I understand. I don't want to work here. I don't want the bad juju that comes with having done this twice in a row. On my
because they gonna talk you forever
on my first and second first days, but I needed to make it right.
You're gonna be late, guy.
Yeah,
they gonna call you late.
No, seriously. Some shit. And the store manager was already a hard ass. Like I could already tell, like she was no nonsense, like all business, like not smiling.
I mean, the busier stores. I worked at Starbucks when I was like 18.
Yeah, I worked at a Starbucks in DC prior, and so that's why I thought, I can already do this. This would be perfect. Slide right back into it, But I totally fucked it up. But you worked at 18. How was that?
And nightmarish.
What kind of store was it? Was it in a city or was it like a strip mall?
Glen Burnie counts as a city, I think. And that's where it was. It was right across from the Marley Station Mall. It was like a line to the door for 3 or 4 hours a day.
Nope.
Like crazy.
Oh, nah, bro. Crazy. That could be good.
They had 2 milk truck deliveries a day.
Holy shit.
And yeah, like it was
that's
like
how quickly you would run out. Yeah.
Before you ended up going in there. You had to you were jumping into 6 hours of just non-stop, and everyone's like, I want this coffee, I want it very specific, and I want it right now.
Yep.
And I already waited 12 minutes for this, so if you mess it up, you will be shot. I will.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
I'd run the fuck out. Like I'd run, like you wouldn't be able to stop me, bro.
That's how they
sprint out everywhere.
That's how they vet people now. My interview process, a big component of that was like, how are you going to handle somebody who's not satisfied with their purchase with the product, and like I was already trained to say, just comp their purchase, bring a manager over, or bring a shift over, and explain the situation to them. And if they're still unhappy, then ask if you can, give out one of the $5 gift cards, basically. That's all you do is just diffuse the situation and move on, because the shit's already effectively free anyway. Like, it is overpriced for a reason. That's, very thin margins, but...
And then it's wild because, like, back then, when I was 18 was a long time ago. It's different now.
Yeah.
Because now it's like... you don't get a lot of free drinks as an employee, but they're like, give the customer everything. But if you get more than one vanilla latte, we will write you up.
Really?
Like, we will take you out back, and we will have our way with you.
It's that way.
So you learn.
It's like that with food. It is like that with food. You only get one food mark out a day, which is generous. I mean, you get a free food item. I mean, that's, whatever. And they have some pretty good value things, if you're eating right. If you're not eating like an average American, like, you can get by on one food mark out for your lunch. But the drinks were unlimited from what I remember. And I worked after...
How long ago was that?
Post-COVID. So it was 2021 or no, sorry. No, excuse me. I'm totally off base. It was pre-COVID, just before I met Lorenzo. And it was, what year would that have been? Was it 2018? Yeah.
Because I met you, January or February of 2020, and then you moved there officially,
right.
March.
So I worked at that Starbucks from 2018 to late 2019, and that's how it was then. So maybe now, 2025 is probably, they probably have cut back on everything.
Oh, yeah, I think it was a post-COVID switch for them.
It's probably even a union retaliation. They're like, okay, y'all, fuck y'all.
So they tried to unionize, and Starbucks fired everyone.
Yeah, we're taking your free drinks too, bitches. Yeah, I bet they're that
and the
petty.
union people still come around, so I hear too.
Really?
They still try, and everyone's like, no, because they'll fire us right away. Like they did the last time.
It's a great company. They have outstanding perks for what it is. For college and shit like that. They have, 401k benefits. The tips are not bad, especially at a store like yours. I imagine you got a lot of tips back then, or were there? Yeah.
I mean, it added, I'd say, $100 to $150 a week.
No kidding. Yeah.
Which was like, and that's splitting it with like
everybody.
6 to 8 people a day.
It's insane. It's insane the amount of drinks people will buy, and just like the money they just throw away on this. On
like
this slot.
When you were working the machine, luckily we didn't have a drive-through at our store.
Yeah.
So but it would be like, you're making 4 drinks at once, and then you look down and there's a row of cups waiting, and at the end of that row is cups stacked, 10 to 15 high. So and that would just happen for about 3 hours. If you had to get off the machine and it wasn't your time, you needed another person. There was no we're going to stop this process. You just got murdered every single day.
Up. Yeah, our thing at the Starbucks I worked at in Tacoma Park, the Carroll Street Starbucks, was there were rush hours. Thankfully, I never opened that store. I was always closing shift, so I saw the midday shift when all the fucking kids would get off of school, and it's a city, so it's all walkable. Everyone's just walking home from school and shit. Or they're Ubering, or I don't know why, they would just all flock into the store like a fucking daycare center, and then they all have mommy's credit card, or they have their own Starbucks card. It's just like Frappuccino. Thankfully, it's the easiest drinks because they're kids, and those blended drinks are designed to be quick and easy and unhealthy as shit, so you can get it over with. But, I mean, just the countless Frappuccinos and always the specialty ones, and it would just be like this big Frappuccino wave, especially in the summertime. And then the few mornings I did open was just like absolute hell. I would see the serious business people there for their coffee a certain way, their specialty drinks a certain way. And if you fuck it up, you fuck up their whole day.
Part of their team.
Yeah, exactly.
Bit of guy.
They don't even tell you what they want. You're supposed to remember their name, and then they look at you, and then they pay.
They give me the thing. You know what I'm here for. There was a guy that came in every morning and got a 8 to 11 shot Americano every single day.
Is he dead? You think?
Probably.
Yeah. That's like the 15 puffs on the Delta 8. like situation, but daily.
Yeah, but he doesn't feel that anymore. Like that's just to get him, you know.
That's to make
like,
his heart work. That's to
exactly.
Yeah.
That's the jump start.
Oh my gosh!
Yeah, he looked rough. He looked like he needed that every day. Like, and it was a bad day every day. But he didn't say much. And just like, I need the thing. Just got out of there. Just like you'd be like, how many today, Tim, or whatever, and he'd be like, just the 8. Like just the 8 is crazy. Starting at 8, it's crazy. Just
the 8, holy shit!
But they justify it. They justify it because it's usually iced or whatever. It's in a big, cup, you know, with a bunch of ice, and they're like, it's just a little bit of drink. You know, what's this doing to me? But that's just all raw caffeine. That's like 2-3 Monster Energies that you're just downing every morning in one cup. You know, mind you, this guy's getting 2 of those, and you know he's going through them. Like he's at the point now where it's like it's one after another. It's not like a little bit throughout the day of each. That's what I do. I might have an iced coffee that stays in my car for like 2 or 3 days, especially in this weather, and I'm just like sipping on that. But that's not espresso, right? Espresso is just like that's hard drugs, basically.
yeah, that's the extract. That's
Holy shit, man.
All right, should we
let's take a look at your Instagram here. We've got Grin and Barrett
Entertainment.
How do you say it?
Grin and Barrett Entertainment.
Okay, Grin and Barrett Entertainment. Excellent. Yeah, and ENTIC. Yeah. And here's your feed here. You got this one, this mic event coming up.
So that is the next lineup of comics signed up to qualify for the Mike Master.
Okay.
Sunday.
Got you.
It's Sunday. That's right.
This
at
one,
big venues.
This one, January 26th, is like the final round of the tournament type deal.
No. We're just getting started.
Oh shit.
Right, so there's 4 qualifiers.
Okay.
One already happened. One is this Sunday, January 19th at Dream Big Venues. The next one is at January 26th at Colt Classic, which is the brewery right down the street from me. And then the final is February 7th, which is a Friday at Dream Big. And this is just to see who is competing. All these events. So there's still room to sign up on almost every date. The 26th has the least. There's only 3 spots left. But I have tons of room on this Sunday's card. I'll still add people up to 48 hours before the show. So Friday is the due date. And the same thing for, what did I say? Friday, February 7th.
Got you. And then you have the other February event, Comedy Night, Saturday, February 15th.
Stan, Jim Gillespie, Bam Jacobs, Joe Spain. That is a stacked lineup of comics. If you've never seen these guys, just all pros. They know what they're doing. Rob has done a handful of headlining spots for me. If you don't know him, look him up. He's got a special on YouTube called Bobby Boy. He's been at it a long time. He's recently, him and Jim, actually, I've seen him on several shows with Casey Rocket as well. That's a thing, which is pretty cool. I wonder what it's like to hang out with that guy a bunch. I want to know. Just the green room actions of a Casey Rocket is probably a good time, you know.
With a name like that, I can only imagine. There's so many. It never ceases to amaze me the amount of like names I'll hear people spout off, and I'm like, I've never heard of this guy before. Like that's how concentrated some of these like areas are, where there's like just this whole ecosystem of like
he was
nameable people.
He was a Kill Tony guy. He got his name off of Kill Tony for sure. Like, or at least popularized, I think.
Yeah.
Hope I'm not just maybe he was famous prior, but he's definitely a niche brand of comedy. I shouldn't say niche because that limits him, but like it's not traditional stand-up in the way of set up punchline. He's pretty wild. He's an entertaining guy. He's very funny. So I know Rob and Jim are.
He's pretty he's I don't know how to explain it. I don't want to say random, but it kind of seems that way. He's just he just says wild ass shit, and you're like, hey yo, what's with this guy? You know?
Yeah, it's something you have to experience. I don't think any words are really going to describe it. Just take a few looks at some clips of his. He has hundreds of them online at this point, I think. But Bob Stant is a monster. I mean, he headlined our first show at Dream Big, the first Granite Barrett show, which was in the first 2 weeks of the club opening in Del Mar, Delaware. Tore the roof off the place. Every time I see Rob, he's just crushing. He's got 40 minutes easy. He's a killer headliner to have. I'm excited to have him back at a Cult Classic.
I'll have to make it out to one of these. You said, Lorenzo, you're participating in this competition, right? So is that this weekend?
Yeah, Sunday the 19th.
The 19th, okay. Go see Lorenzo crushing at the Mike Masters contest.
So what I should say for anyone who might be interested in signing up. So the qualifier starts at 5 minutes, but there's a cash prize for one person at the end of every round. And it's basically every 2 weeks between now and July 19th. There's 17 more events between now and July 19th. But if you sign up, if any comic signs up, essentially it's like doing one show a month at whatever venue you choose where you started, as assuming you make it into the next round. The stage time, the ticket price, and the cash prize ramps up throughout the competition as we get to the end, until you get to the finals, which first place will win $1,000, second place will win $500, and third place wins $300. So
there you go. Lorenzo's coming for that grand prize.
Real talk though, I can use that shit. Hell yeah.
Yeah, who couldn't? I think we've been over that. Well, that's awesome.
Lorenzo needs to buy another curtain.
This one's finally coming into form here. It's been blown out. It's been overexposed up until today. So maybe you just need a new camera. Maybe that's the trick.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it is. I told you someone's supposed to be sending one, but I don't think they are. I think they just said they are.
Well, I'm going to plug what I have coming up. It's not a lot. I have a show January 25th. It's a Saturday. It was supposed to be an inauguration roast, post-inaugural show, but we had to move it back a little bit because apparently liberals go out of town when a Republican president is being inaugurated, so we wouldn't have anybody there in the audience. So hopefully everybody will have returned from their vacations. We got Winston Hodges, Kim Villamera.
Oh, Winston is great, man.
Alex Dominski and Elizabeth Booker Houston is headlining, as well as we have Balia, Janssene, I believe Quinn Klein, M. Fisk, and myself will be in there. So it's pretty full. It's going to be a big, super fun show where we just roast the shit out of
Where's
politics.
That, Pete's Barbecue?
Yes, sir. Fat Pete's Barbecue. Cheers Comedy DC on Instagram. Come check it out.
I've been to a show there, and it's a great place. It's a great place for a comedy show.
Yeah, and we have a ton of mics too. I'll remind everybody we have Sunday Scaries every other Sunday, and Hot Mic on Mondays, and those two alternate, so they're every other week, Monday and Sunday. And then I have my mic that I run through Cheers at Aurora Market. The other two mics are at Fat Pete's, but mine, Comedy Gym, formerly Keeper Sweep, that's at Aurora Market in Columbia Heights, and we do that every single Wednesday. So if you're looking for an open mic, we have two every week for you in DC, one in Cleveland Park and one in Columbia Heights. So come check us out. Those are free events. And then we're trying to amp the showcases up, and we have another showcase that's in planning February 22nd. That's another Saturday. It's going to be a music event that I'm producing where the comedians will go and they'll do a set, 5-7 minutes, and then they'll join my band after and play a song. So it's all comedians who play an instrument or sing, and it's kind of like a variety show in that, like, it's going to be like a serious song, but they do a regular set beforehand. So I'm curious to see how that'll go. It's going to be the first time I've tried anything like that.
If those continue the music implement, you should book one comic for every one of those that cannot play an instrument, but make them. You give them,
an impossible task. Yeah, just get there and
give them an instrument like a real one. Don't give them a kazoo or a triangle. I want them. Here's a bass guitar. Follow along.
It's got to be It's got to be like a wind instrument or something loud that they can.
That's clarinet. Yeah,
they're clearly struggling with.
Hey yo. Yeah. I go in there, kill the harmonica. I'd be like, I used to, so no lie, back in 2017, I had to replace a string on my guitar. So I went to this guitar shop and then I saw a harmonica and a harmonica holder for like a belt loop. So, I bought them bitches and I used to take them everywhere. I don't know where it's at right now, but like, I used to keep that bitch on me.
What on earth? It's like some minstrel show shit. Like, who the fuck has a harmonica holder? Bet you never even used it too. I have that guitar, by the way. I have it in my room because you never even fucking played it.
That's where it is.
The pink guitar? Yeah, I have that shit. All right, we're at the end of the show. And at the end of our program, we're not quite done yet, Chris. Lorenzo gives advice to the audience about anything we may or may not have talked about during the show. Feel free to chime in, Chris, with anything you want to remark on, but without further ado, take it away, Lorenzo, with the advice.
Here's the advice. You know what it is. Check out Grin and Bear It. Check out LNC. Tell your friends about both. Come see me January on Sunday. And D, can't forget the entertainment, just so you know what we're doing. This isn't the Grin and Bear It OnlyFans. That's a whole nother thing. We're talking about the comedy.
I'm so dyslexic that I've always read it as like Grin and Bear It. Grin and Bear It. I would have taken me forever to like figure out that it's just entertainment at the end. Maybe I'm retarded. That could be it too. I have no idea.
Grin and Berry Tent.
Yeah, Berry Tent. Oh my fucking god! Thank you for.
Berenstein or Berenstein?
Oh man! Any advice for gym bros out there who want to flex their glutes on camera or off camera?
Hey man, keep on flexing it. If that's what gets you.
That's right.
Real talk. Like guys that do shit like that on OnlyFans be making mad money. And high key, I'm gonna plump up the glutes if that's what it takes to make mad guap.
Save it for our paywall, please. Can you do that for me at least? I want to cut. Like save it for the LNC OF fans league.
It's coming.
Yeah.
It's coming sooner than you fucking think, y'all.
Hell yeah. What about people faking deaths on Instagram? I mean, should they have any remorse whatsoever?
I actually had this fucking story, bruh. I know somebody and they told me that so you know how people have this kink where they like to choke themselves?
Yeah, like Robin Williams. Yeah, sure. I don't know why.
So somebody, they were doing that, and
I'm sorry,
they're like, I walked in on it, and I tried to save their life, but then when I let them down, it came on my leg, and I was like,
wow.
Did that really happen?
That's a real story?
That's a real story.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I'm like, I would have
killed you on principle. Yeah, I would have put the noose back
Christian's
on.
playing it off like it wasn't him. That was smooth.
No, it wasn't me at all. Yeah, I don't even come that far, to be honest. Like it just would have been a little goo, a little drippage. Nothing to see here. A little snail trail, nothing more. What? What about? I mean, what else should we talk about? What about people at Starbucks? What about regulars? Any advice for them?
Look, them Starbucks motherfuckers are strong because it couldn't be me. Because people be so disrespectful, but like especially in like any type of food service, especially like fast shit, like them motherfuckers I couldn't do it. Those are the real soldiers.
Yeah,
you know what
that's
I'm
your
saying?
advice, is saying that you could never do it. Sounds like you're just commending them, the workers.
My advice is quit your job and fucking let Starbucks fall to ground. Let Starbucks crumble. Yeah, I don't know. I don't find it worth it because I got one time for somebody like talk to me sideways about a fucking
right,
drink, and like, you know, before it gets physical.
You'd be surprised how much shit you can take when your paycheck's on the line. When that $100 extra a week is on the line, you don't want to piss off, you know, the one lady who actually gives you money, but because she's on a power trip, that's the only reason why she's tipping you.
Yeah, so you know, like, oh, I gotta kiss her ass because she gives me a lot of money.
Yeah. Anyway,
damn, bro.
I think that's pretty much all we need to cover. I don't want to keep you too long, Chris. Thank you for joining us. This really has been a pleasure.
Thank you for having me.
Yeah, I mean, we can talk for hours and hours. Yeah, fuck you. Please come back anytime. Again, you're a celebrity here. If that helps, we'll give you the royal treatment. I'll roll out the red carpet in the porn studio for you if you ever want to come down to Stafford.
I do. Mostly, yeah, I need to apologize to your mom for giving her that raspy voice. And also, her bringing your laundry, that's like the most mom thing that's ever happened. That was so sweet.
No, I mean, that's just that's living at home, right?
Yeah.
Doesn't she have like the widest voice ever, though? Like, did you hear her kind of off camera and then you're like, wait, is she black? Like, I don't know. Kind of like sussing, gaming it out, and then, oh, she is a big black lady. All right, we're done. Thank you so much. Grin and Baron Entertainment on Instagram. Go follow Chris. Jazz Ray Naturals is Lorenzo, and I am, of course, Bomber Boy with a 0. This has been the LNC Podcast. Over and out, folks. We'll see you next time.
Appreciate you, fellas.
Indeed. Thank you for coming, everybody. Excellent.
You guys have a good night.